What's up, guys? Welcome to Booth Talks. My name is Kyle,
And I'm Poe.
and this is Booth Talks.
Welcome to the booth where we talk. Yeah. There you go. Opening song.
We may or may not have an intro that we might want to cut. Cop, who knows what we're going to do with this intro? Holy crap. All right, super quick. Booth Talks.
Let's go.
What is Booth Talks about?
Booth Talks is where we take moments of speaking on specific topics that we have curated in advance. And we just say how we feel about those topics, period. We don't really have a bias to anything.
That was the most AI-generated intro I've ever heard. I love it. I don't think I know how to feel about this, but even if we don't like the intro, we can always shoot.
Two dudes talking about the stuff we like to talk about.
Yeah, just think like Rob and Big, but maybe Kyle and Poe, or Poe and Kyle, or
Polo Kyle.
Polo. Camera 2. Anyways, I think we should just get into our first topic already.
Let's go.
All right, first topic, Felix. I'm gonna let you kick it off. Actually, I don't even want to say it. You start the first topic off. What do you want to talk about?
Fatherhood.
Woo!
Fatherhood.
Fatherhood.
And we have
Already
two
like
different.
shedding a tear. Daring.
We have like almost two different generations of fatherhood.
Two different generations. What do you mean by that?
Well, because like I'm like a decade older than you.
Are you a decade older?
Yeah.
Not like
About
5,
10
6.
years.
I don't think. Really, I think we should have gone over some of the things. So I guess
No, it's
maybe
just that we
in this
have
pod,
two different
we will be
perspectives.
figuring out things about each other that we do not know. Like I think it's important that we have that connection, but maybe we would just we are learning.
You never
along the
thought
way.
about that?
I did not think. Like I thought about that, right? And like it's crazy. Someone asked me, they're like, "How old is Felix?" I'm like, to be discovered.
To be discovered. I like that.
So, anyways, fatherhood. Two different visions. I'll start off with the most basic one. Parenting is hard. There's no easy way about going about that. Fatherhood especially, not easy. I will say the standard is so low for fathers that, by comparison, makes me look like a pretty good dad.
Yeah, there's definitely no book on it, you know.
I'm sure
My
there's plenty of
parents
books.
didn't like tell me
Not like the textbook.
when you have your
like, this is
first
what you're
child,
supposed to
just
do.
remember that you're gonna need about $30,000 on diapers. Yeah, just
I don't know about you.
Should
but,
have a
like,
savings account.
Diapers was probably the easiest thing for me. Like diapers was something that like baby shower, everyone gave. So like for me, I probably paid like maybe 10 boxes of diapers in my daughter's era of having diapers. Just because by the time that she got to that point, we were at a point where we were like, oh no, we're now running out of diapers. All this stock that we got for the baby shower is finally kicking in. But I have been very blessed and fortunate enough to say that diapers is one of the things I didn't really have to worry about.
that's awesome.
Yeah. Sam's
That's
Club
awesome.
also has a really good deal. Sam's Club and Costco's. You might as well just get your membership right now. Cook it.
No, we were broke and poor, so we didn't have money for diapers. You know, I had to sell my soul on the corner every week.
Oh, so you just walk the boulevard?
Showed my legs,
Diapers?
did that thing. No, seriously. My dynamic was not the same. My dynamic with my kids was a lot more survival based. So I found out that the cost is a lot higher than a lot of people think.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
crazy.
I agree.
But
Yeah.
there are a lot of like programs. Like every state has their own little
Oh, yeah.
programs to kind
Oh,
of help
yeah.
people. That was one of the ways that we kind of did our thing to survive through that portion of it. But even everything else, buying clothes, buying the freaking furniture that they have to sleep on, making sure that their rooms are clean. Everything brings a cost, bro. All the little things, like the freaking cleaning materials you need to take care of kids. Like before I had kids, I just needed, some Fabuloso to mop my floors with, and like some dish soap to wash my dishes, and some all-purpose cleaner to clean everything else. But after I had my kids, you got to find stuff to take stuff out of carpets. You got to find stuff to get it off the walls.
That's why mother is everything.
My God.
Are you okay? You're like swerving a little, like I feel like almost like I gotta get you like a little rocking chair.
I'm comfy.
Yeah, you're
I'm very comfy.
I know you said it was like a 10-year age gap or whatever, but this like you feeling like you're like rocked almost like a baby. I almost feel bad. I'm like, damn, dude.
Well, I am
older.
ADHD for sure. I cannot stay still.
I gotta get this guy like a little fidget or something so he's.
I cannot stay still. I don't think there's ever a time where I could.
Sits down out of pod just to like rock.
You just pay attention because like you'll see even at other places that we hang out at.
Paying attention. But yeah, parenthood is actually kind of the best thing for me. I think.
What's been the most difficult thing for you as you're a single dad now?
Relationship. I'm kidding. Wait. Whoa. Before the most difficult thing about parenting for me, I think just had to be the switch, right? So prior to me having my daughter, like I was at since I comparatively so, I think I had her pretty young, right? I was at a place in life where like I was young, was going out. Part of it was like a party phase. I just wanted to go out. I wanted to hang out and do everything. And, like COVID had like this like weird in between where you're like, now you're staying home or whatever. So by the time that I actually got my daughter, which was the hardest thing for me to figure out, was there's like this switch where everything that was now irresponsible that I did was now responsible. So instead of me going out skydiving, it was now me going taking my daughter to a movie. It was never really so much about like, all right, let me go ahead and like party and live it up. It's more of less like, what can I do for my daughter? How can I make her life better? And how can I just show her a proper parenting, I guess, role model, So like for me, I want to be, I hate using this superhero because the superhero isn't cool anymore and they're about to have another movie, but I want to be my daughter's Superman. Like I want her to look up to me and just know that like I did everything right, that I did everything intentionally to make her life better, that I was a good parent, that I was able to be strong in times that she needed me, and she'll be able to look up at me. That sounds very emotional for like the start of like episode 1 of the pod.
I just don't think you have the right hair for Superman. I was thinking more like Miles Morales.
If we like take one of these and just like Clark Kent it up, I think we're okay. I hate to use crazy. Superman as that, but like I just want to be that role model for my daughter. And
my color's not the
granted,
same.
like relationships are completely like relationship dynamics change once you have kids.
Just a little too melanated.
So though things didn't work out, I will say that switch was now. I just got to do everything.
You're definitely not from Kansas.
I'm nowhere near Kansas. Oh my, nowhere near. But what do you think was the hardest thing about having a kid? Kids, I should say.
You mentioned emotions earlier. You're saying that this was kind of like emotional start off. I think that for me was the hardest thing was I think it was like, I think my son was already 6 months old when I finally had an emotional connection to him. Like I knew he was my son. I was like, this is my child. Beautiful, wonderful. But one day I'm like holding him in bed and just staring at his like helpless little form. And
it's crazy.
For real, because like they can't do anything on their own. You feel me? Like you got to feed them. You got to wipe their butt. You got to, keep them attention. Make sure they don't choke when they're laying down.
Thanks for the reminder, man.
Like, you can't lay them on their stomach. They could choke on their spit up. Don't want to lay them completely on their side. You want almost on their back. Not completely on their back. I mean, God, all the rules that you run into.
And I feel like I didn't get that like switch. Like I'm just going to call it a switch for whatever reason. But I feel like I didn't get that switch until like later. So in the beginning of like parenthood, and I think that's one thing that even her mother can kind of like say about my flaw is that I didn't like instantly know how to be a dad early on when my daughter was first born. I think there was a lot of learning and maturity that I had to do. I'm proud to say I like to think that I matured a little bit to at least step up to the plate.
That's a big deal. Maturing is a big deal. That was another thing that I found difficult at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
Was maturing. I definitely was not mature enough to be a father.
Yeah, I was like the kid
when
like
I had my kids.
that dynamic of like I'm gonna be on the phone playing games while like her mother is like taking care of her, giving her a bottle. I think that was probably me for at least probably like the first 6 months or something. Maybe even longer. Like that I think is one of my flaws where like I didn't know how to like instantly pick it up and be a dad. And granted, there is no role model, no like actual way that textbook, so to say, of how you're supposed to be a parent. I think being a parent, you learn across the way. And I think that's probably the best way of being a parent. Because no matter how many books you read, no matter how many people you get the advice from, or even, oh, I raised my little brother, or oh, I had a dog, you won't actually know until it's there. And when your kid or whoever, for anyone who is a parent or not, actually does arrive, I think there is a switch in all of us that kind of just changes. And that's where I think I changed probably the most drastic. Is like this young kid that just wants to go out and have fun is now this young dad that wants to have fun with his kid, that wants to like do the most, have all these great experiences and memories for my daughter. And yeah, it's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Girl dads.
It is a beautiful
Stay
thing.
up.
Yeah, girl dads for the win. What? I have 2 daughters as well. 3 kids. I got 3. You have 1.
Would you say that having your son was
My firstborn.
Your firstborn. So would you say that having your first daughter made you softer?
That's a really good question. You know, like there's that old saying that says sons are born to teach their mothers how to receive love and daughters are born to teach their fathers how to be gentle. And that's
I agree with that.
definitely like one thing I learned with my daughter was how to become more gentle. Because I really was so immature. Like I was.
Now he's a
immature.
big, gentle giant. Oh, Green Giant. You know the Green Giant commercial?
The canned green beans.
The canned green beans. Yeah, the Green Giant. Isn't that how that goes? It's like, oh,
I've never actually heard the song,
Giant.
so I don't know. I've never actually heard the Green Giant song.
I bet you know this one. Red Robins.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I will say you are like a little gentle giant. Little is weird, but you're a gentle giant. So maybe we'll just it's because of your daughters.
So the consensus is parenting is difficult. So if you need help, make sure you
Don't
ask
go to
for
us.
help.
That's for
Don't
sure.
ask
You're the
us.
last. Yeah.
Don't ask. Please don't ask me. Please don't ask me. Thank you.
Are you threatening them already?
No, I just want to make sure that they get the message.
They get the message.
Nah, I love kids. I love kids. You know,
Say Drake.
that's wrong. That's really mess up. Dang, bro. That's so grimy, dude.
That's not grimy.
That gets cut. That gets
That's not getting cut. That is not getting cut. Drake, if you're ever watching this
so
for whatever
wrong.
reason, you might as well just shadow ban me right now. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, might
I'll
as
take the
well.
clout though.
Because
We'll
we
take
are
the clout.
definitely K-Dot fans here. Sorry.
We're
not
K-Dot
sorry.
fans that didn't. You know what? Let's rephrase. We're broke K-Dot fans because we did not go to the Kendrick Lamar and SZA concert this weekend. It is Memorial Weekend for when we're filming this, so happy Memorial Day. Thank
Happy
you to all
Memorial Day.
that
We remember our
risked
vets.
and dedicated their lives to this country. It's awesome.
And then came back and got nothing for it.
Well, you know, it's like Fleet Week, right? So like that's the week where like the sailors and everyone comes back, has like a little party.
Only to end up on a veterans retirement list. I'm just messing. I'm just.
Are you talking about this?
like, no. I mean, like, there's actually a lot. Like, veterans go through so much crap.
Oh yeah.
Like, today is a great day to remember them, and also remember that there's like
So
thousands
don't
of
claim
them
your free
on the
pancake
streets right
breakfast at
now.
IHOP.
Especially the streets of LA are packed full of veterans with like need of help, mental help, financial help, a lot
Speaking
of help.
of need of help, I just want to like cut on something because I thought this was hilarious. I saw this man on the 405, the entrance to the 405.
Hey,
Wait.
don't.
Can I?
Don't,
Can I?
don't,
I'm just gonna do it because one, like, you should probably
Don't
know
share
the
my
type of guy
business.
this is.
Don't share
But
my
this man
business.
literally stopped for a homeless person, got out of his car to give him stuff. Granted, he was holding up traffic because I'm like 2 cars behind him. And I'm like, who is this mofo that is essentially holding up traffic? And then I see this guy getting out of his car.
It's the
in the
405.
car.
It's not moving
why-
anywhere.
That is exactly why
It wasn't going anywhere.
No, the 405 will move when it moves. It will move slowly but surely.
That is literally the slogan for the 405.
Literally,
It will
I'm gonna
move
be
when it
there
moves.
15 minutes, and it takes 45. Just know it's the 405.
Oh my gosh.
But I will give your praise and praises due. You did stop to give out, whatever you could to this homeless person.
That's
Super commendable. You might have made me late by like an extra 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
You know,
'Cause you drive slow.
I don't drive slow. I drive responsible. I am a dad. We just covered this. Fatherhood is very real. I might drive a car that looks fast, and my car might sound loud and cool or whatnot, but I am a responsible driver when it matters the most.
He's a responsible driver when it matters.
I think like we should almost have a switch of cars, not actually switching cars. but,
Who's
like,
older here? I wonder.
You drive like you should have my car, and I drive like I should have your car.
I do, but I wouldn't drive like how I drive in my car if I had your car.
And I wouldn't drive like, you know what? That's an
It
interesting.
might be the car. It's
the car.
probably the car.
Sorry, Dom, but it's not just the driver. It's the car.
Because some cars draw attention of the boys in blue, and other cars not so much. Just saying.
Boop.
Boo.
The boys in blue.
Yes.
There's nothing we can say about them. This is like Memorial Day. This is not what we were, talking about. So that being said,
Wow.
that would be something to. Are you switching to camera 3?
I had to look at that camera for a second.
Jumped in
dude.
my
You
cut.
I just totally jumped in this cut.
This is my cut.
I mean, first off, we appreciate our officers.
Oh, yes. We love and appreciate the officers that keep us safe, that protect and serve.
But any one of you that pull me over, really? Like, really? Was it really that serious? Did you have to pull me over?
I mean, you were.
I was trying to just turn left. I was in the wrong lane. Why'd you pull me? Sorry, there was a little moment right there. That was
That might have been a moment, but if you've seen this man ever drive, you would think otherwise. If he probably deserved to be pulled over to learn a lesson. This is coming from a conservative, retired, professional race car driver who now is a nice, loving Prius driver who cares about the safety of others on the road.
Oh my God. Wait, who are we talking about? You or me?
It was about you, but then it got into me.
There was like a blend. Oh, that's so funny. Next topic.
Oh, time to get into movies. The movie of this month.
Mission Impossible. Holy moly.
First off, I want to say shout out to T-Mobile. T-Mobile Tuesdays, $5 movie tickets. What a beautiful thing. I just saw Mission Impossible for $5. And it was an actually really good movie because I probably wouldn't have seen it at full
It was
price.
amazing.
Maybe a discount day.
It
but
was
I
an
don't think-
amazing movie.
It was good.
I don't want to ruin
T-Mobile,
it
if you
for
want to
whoever
send us some free
watches.
phones, we're here for you.
That
I like there's like a moment of silence for T-Mobile. just in case
we got to give honor where honors due.
Give us
T-Mobile.
like a discount on like our
you've
monthly.
been in my life since I was
God.
12.
I will talk about T-Mobile Tuesdays for the rest of the pod that we are doing.
T-Mobile Tuesdays.
They really do hit. They
T-Mobile
save us
Tuesdays.
a lot of money,
T-Mobile Tuesdays.
and we're basically saving for it.
Hashtag
too.
T-Mobile Tuesdays.
We do pay for it. We do pay for it.
T-Mobile Tuesdays.
But yeah, Mission Impossible, great movie. I saw it, and I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't have the greatest memory of all the other Mission Impossibles, right? Like the last one, I'm like, all right, he was hanging from like a side of a plane. Maybe before that, I don't really remember. So, in this Final Reckoning, what I do love that they did really well in is they like cut to like all the different old missions that was a part of Mission Impossible.
I loved that scene.
Yeah, that right there kind of like,
Yes.
and it's weird because all of it kind of tied to this ending, this final reckoning, I guess you can say.
Yes.
For Mission Impossible. No spoilers ahead, by the way. Don't worry.
All right, so Ethan Hunt
Oh, we're going names here. I was just gonna call them for what they were.
versus Jason Bourne.
Easy. Oh,
The ultimate spy. Because James Bond, we love you. I mean, you've been around for forevers.
you mean like a hand-to-hand combat?
But like, are you really?
Wait. You want like a hand-to-hand combat? Who's winning?
Talking about like all around, bro.
Oh, like what's a better series?
Like just
Well,
the
see, no,
character.
one
Let's just
series-
go off the character alone.
Oh.
Ethan Hunt as who that character is. Jason Bourne as who that character is.
So hard.
Their
because, like,
skills.
man
Their
basically retired being an Ethan Hunt, right? Like 30-something years. Like the first Mission
we had
Impossible.
Ethan Hunt in his
you compare him
prime,
there to like
is
now,
he beating the
long
shit
hair?
out of Jason Bourne?
Are we talking about like current where he's like old long hair?
No, in their prime. Both
In
of
that
them.
movie, you could see
Both of
that
them in their
Tom
prime.
Cruise
If they're both
is
in,
aged. Wow.
yeah, but he's still running like a freaking racehorse. Like
Yeah, but that even that hair says otherwise. Like the last cut, his hair is like dyed at the end.
he's
and
kind
it's
of
like
giving me like Asian vibes. Is that weird?
Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I don't know. I was getting
What
like,
Asian do
I
you
could
get
see-
from Tom
I
Cruise?
could see him wearing like a freaking.
You know, just because he
Shaolin
has a
monastery
mission and
outfit.
he's like doing all these cool stuff to not make him a ninja. That ninja category didn't know.
I mean, that's pretty damn close to ninjutsu that you can get. You know, like he's got throwable devices. He's got long range. He's got hand to hand.
Did he just say ninjutsu? Tom Cruise ninjutsu? Those are two things that will
Answer
never
the question, Ethan.
Jason Bourne.
Or-
Just because of
what?
that. You just said he was
What?
what? He is not a fighter. Jason Bourne is like this.
Ethan Hunt would see Jason Bourne coming from like
No.
3 days in advance.
No. The only thing that I think I could get from Ethan Hunt is pain is temporary. That's it. It's just pain. It's just pain. Even in the movie, it's just pain. Don't worry about it. It's just
That
pain.
is totally a spoiler.
That's not a spoiler.
That
It's
is
just pain.
I know exactly
Like
what scene.
I tell my daughter all the time, and I probably shouldn't, but like I tell her, I'm like, pain is temporary. It is. It is temporary. Mentally, physically.
Hey, yo, the bad guy in that movie was pissing me off.
Which bad guy? Because technically, wait. We're Ethan Hunt, right?
We're talking about
All right, Mission Impossible. The bad guy isn't really the bad guy because there's another bad guy. So there's like two bad guys and like maybe one's not so bad guy.
I mean, it kind of made you feel like everybody
Wreck-It
was
Ralph
the bad
reference.
guy.
Everyone was not the. Oh, that's an interesting take because the U.S. president, the Russians, the entity,
'Cause they had to trust him.
and what's the other one? I guess his team. No, the other guy. The bad guy,
Yeah,
the one that was
United
flying the
States
plane.
government. You had all the governments of the world. They were all about to like go into new. We're
Saying
totally
all
giving
governments are
away.
bad guys.
We're giving away the movie right now. That's literally.
I think that's fun. You know what?
You know-
Sorry if this is a spoiler for the movie. We're
if
just
you're
talking
being
about the movie.
spoiled, then you should
It's already
smack
too late for
yourself
it.
because this is a great movie.
Yeah, you probably should have watched it.
Should've
T-Mobile
watched it.
Tuesdays, the deal just ended on Sunday. For the last day for you, you had an entire week to watch that movie for $5. That's a deal.
I want you to sit and
My tickets, regular price,
Solitude.
costed $25.
I want you to sit and
Then once I
quiet,
entered
and I want
that
you to
code-
think about that. You think about why you didn't watch that movie. Shame on you.
Some people watching this aren't movie goers. We're just shaming people for not watching movies.
Shaming them for no reason.
I'm
Why-
not gonna lie to you. There was probably like a 50-50 chance I would have watched it if I didn't have T-Mobile's $5 deal.
So how many,
Lilo and Stitch just came out.
we're gonna like at the end of this just like do a little tally of how many times he mentions T-Mobile.
T-Mobile count. T-Mobile Tuesday count. T-Mobile count. T-Mobile tally.
The
That's it
T-Mo
right there.
tally.
The T-Mobile tally.
T-Mo tally.
And I'll do that every single pod until they get me a deal. Nah, I can't. That's crazy.
That's
That would be something though.
harassment.
Yeah, that would be something just for them to like send me a little care package that's like, hey, We noticed you reckoned us on our pod. Here's like a cool little sticker that says T-Mobile. Keep up the hard work.
Appreciate you. Would really prefer a Galaxy S24.
That's like the 24. They're at like 25 now.
They're at 25 now?
I have the 24.
Oh, I would like an iPhone,
Okay.
whatever current season, year, whatever is. That's what I'd like.
I can't even tell you what iPhone we're on. I'm not going to lie to
I
you.
think we're on 16.
16? Mm-hmm. Well, 13, 14. I don't know. I just know that, like, whatever phone that you have, it has to be a Pro Max. You won't let me hear the end of it. So Pro Max.
Why are you hating?
You told me you had an iPhone 13 Pro Max.
Why are you saying it like that?
You tried to make it seem like it was like this big deal of like a phone. I'm like, well, you just said it was 13, so it's like old.
You're such a hater. I'm not even looking at you anymore.
I don't think the phones is like a big thing, even though we're talking about T-Mobile.
I'm not looking at you.
Add it to the tally. But I will say, like, the phone things is not important. That's another thing I can talk about real quick. Why is it such a thing where if I have green messages, it's now ugh. You have an Android? That, like, Android and, like, iPhone thing is, like, so separate, it's almost like a political debate. It has to be at this point. Because why are people like, oh my God, you can't FaceTime? Ooh, let's go play an iMessage game.
I mean, if you want to be behind technologically, then
I'm not being behind. I just don't have an iPhone.
just
I got an iPad.
understand.
I'd FaceTime you when I'm like home on my iPad working.
This is whoever watches this. There's going to be so many war comments going on. The Android Apple
Team
community is
Samsung
going
for
to
the
go
win.
crazy in the comments. It's going to be wild.
But then answer me this. What is the point about being like an Apple fan or an Apple lover if you don't have the newest and latest and the greatest? If that's the stigma anyways of like, oh, I have an iPhone and there's this status.
'Cause you're
What is
broke.
the point of it? Yeah, so what is the point of like claiming this whole like iPhone thing and like this big separation if you don't even have the newest one? Because if it's about status, right, then you should probably have the latest and the greatest.
I mean, I got me in mind. You feel me?
I don't think you care too much which one you get. You just said you would go ahead and get the Samsung.
Hey, you know what?
Or
I'm content. All right.
you're content. You be content with your iPhone 13.
Content.
I'm happy for you. I'm so happy for you.
Doesn't sound like you're very happy.
You know, like if we compare
hearing
like the
very
light
non-happy
system here,
tone come
like
out of you.
Android, Samsung. I'm like Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Feeling really.
And I'm
dark
probably getting
vibes.
grilled for this for the blue. And you're not Darth Vader. You're like Count Dooku.
Dang. You got to give them some type of reference to understand that.
If you don't know Star Wars and you've somehow made it to this pod and you don't understand that reference, I would love to say you shouldn't be watching the pod, but clearly that's unfair. No, you know.
Don't listen to him.
I am not like the biggest Star Wars fan or geek. I do like Star Wars. I will wear a T-shirt on like May 4th because,
But also, if
May
you've
the
never
4th be with you.
played Final Fantasy, why are you watching me? I'm just kidding. That was personal.
I can be completely honest. I didn't know what Final Fantasy was until I saw it on like the App Store. And like I saw all these like little,
I know.
like,
I'm a
games.
nerd. I know.
Is that a phone game?
Really?
I don't know.
Final Fantasy, really?
If you don't play Final
All the
Fantasy,
anime
you shouldn't be
nerds and
talking
Final
to me.
Fantasy nerds.
Guess
out
who's
there.
on a pod with you,
I'm going
brother?
to educate him right now. Okay, so it's a video game.
Okay.
It's been around since like the 90s, maybe even 80s. I don't know. It's a good question.
Oh, that's why it looks all like digitally like pixelated and stuff on.
I mean, yeah, it started out on like Nintendo and Game Boy and stuff.
Oh, so then it somehow made it to the App Store and then it just popped off, or
It made it to PlayStation. And it was on PlayStation for a long time. They definitely did the graphics better with every new one they came out with. So you've only seen the old ones. If all you've seen is pixelated.
okay, boomer. The rocking shit.
All right, right
Don't look
here.
at me
This is
like
where we're
that.
gonna. This is where we're gonna have like a where like the camera goes off. I need you to like tussle your shirt, make it look like I beat the shit out of you.
You think? Yes, because that would.
It's gonna appease the Final Fantasy fans. They're gonna be like, oh no, hell no.
Do you think Final Fantasy fans, like the geeks or the nerds of Final Fantasy, actually are like being able to like whoop some feet, or do you think they're like the?
Hell yeah.
This is almost like the Call of Duty reference, but like Final Fantasy seems like one of those niche games where you have like a bunch of the nerdy people. Where
Final
like, if you
Fantasy
make
was
fun
one
of
of
their
the
mom, they
games-
might cry about it instead of like, you know what, New York style, bing bong. I don't think that's them. I think they're the like the cry
Got
about it
into
kind of
fights because of Final Fantasy.
the nerds.
Oh yeah,
With
because
this like a LARPing kind of like
no, like straight on fights because they forgot to save their game. This was back in the day where you had to have this a save card.
I'm very
memory card.
interested to know what the casual player of Final Fantasy looks like. Because in my mind, this is gonna stereotype. It's gonna sound bad. I don't want to get canceled for it, but I'm thinking like glasses. You know, like has like a little gaming chair, like the gaming set. Probably is like still living with his like mom or dad in like the little basement or whatever. Just. It's not a shooting game, is it? Is it a shooting game? No, it's not. It definitely has to be swords. Don't let me yap about this like I'm supposed to know what Final Fantasy is.
I'm just gonna beat you up later. That's all I'm gonna do. It's like we're gonna fight.
You're definitely gonna have the ability to beat me up.
I'm gonna sit on him.
But, I'm gonna tell my coach. I'll text my coach right now. I'll be like, Coach,
Open the gym. Get the
cage
ring ready.
Get the cage ready. Don't look at me like. Don't look at me like. He said.
What was the last topic? We
also got sports.
We got sports.
It is 2-1 in the NBA playoffs. Knicks, Pacers, 2-1. Pacers are now up.
Who are you going for? Who you pulling to win?
Oh, all together?
Yeah, all
Oh,
together.
all right. So in this like playoff bracket, so to say, Knicks, Pacers, Timberwolves.
And just to reference y'all, he is the sports guy. I am an observer of all things.
I think I'm more like the casual fan of sports, right? So like obviously we're all fans of Dodgers here because those panda
If you
plates
do not
for
know
$6.
about the Panda Express $6 plate,
We're about to put you on right now.
listen,
Every home
LA,
game that
are you
Dodgers
listening?
win,
home games, we win,
the next day
we win.
we have
Get
to
me? We win, we win. You get me?
Yeah, it's like they win, you win. As the fan, they win, you win for sure.
Especially with like
The next
fast
day
food
that
being
the
like
Dodgers win the
$15
home
everywhere
game,
you go. A
$6
$6 meal.
plate.
Come on.
That's 2 entrees.
2 entrees.
You can split your chow mein fried rice.
Yeah, half chow mein, half fried rice. Be ready 15 minutes.
$6 on the Panda app.
$6, best
All you
deal
have to
all
do is
around.
enter that code Dodgers win.
Love Asians. Love Chinese food. Love Japanese food.
If it wasn't obvious on the pod, I'm half Chinese, half black. So I'm not saying I have a right to say all this.
If it wasn't on the pod, I'm not. I'm Puerto Rican. What can I say?
But
If
he
you
loves
were-
some Asian
Oh, I
food.
should like left that out. I should have been mysterious about it. What am I?
No, I think
People
some
would be
people
like-
could naturally tell what you were.
I'm pretty sure some people look at me and they think I'm like Indian, and I don't mean like oh,
Oh my
I
God.
mean like ding ling ling ling. You know. Shout out to all my Native Americans. Love you.
Not even. I mean, you giving out like the shout out saying that is absolutely crazy.
Well, I love them. I grew up in New Haven, Connecticut. I'm close to a lot of Mohawk Nation is out there in New York. You know, that's what they are, the Mohawk Nation, like the Seminole Nation, like you know.
You would be the definition of like me getting some of my white friends together and giving them the in pass.
Why do you pronounce the H? Why do you
And then
pronounce
them
the H?
walking around anywhere else that's not with me, just going around flaunting
Oh, I
the
just
pass.
cringed, bro. White. What? The H in
Are
the
you wait? We're gonna go over this real quick. So my last name has a WH. So obviously Wit. We're not gonna go over the full.
So
last
do you
name.
say what hit more?
No, I said we weren't gonna go over the full last name. But here we go. I do say whipped cream. It's whipped cream.
Well, this was nice trying to do this podcast thing, but it sounds, I got a feeling we're gonna be canceled like immediately.
What?
No,
Wait.
what?
So when you see the bottle, what do you say?
Whipped cream? Whipped cream.
When you see the bottle, what do you say? Do you say it's Cool Whip or do you say it's Cool Whip?
All right, Stewie Griffin. All right, really?
You can't tell me this is not Cool Whip. It's cool. It's Cool Whip.
Just like the whips that whipped the backs of my ancestors. It's a whip, not a whip.
I already hear it now.
Oh, the sound effect?
Yeah. Fun fact, I was once driving someone. I'm not going to say who they were, but they're two Caucasian mans. And they were making a joke in the back of the car. And they're like, you know, it's one of those crack the whip, you make the trip kind of moments. And I felt like I was like an Uber driver because I wouldn't say anything. And I'm just driving. I'm like, I said absolutely nothing. I didn't have the power in me to say because I didn't know what kind of power they had. Like they might have actually like cracked the whip out now.
Massa.
I wasn't gonna say that. That's crazy. Yeah, when they made that joke, I had to be the most uncomfortable man in the world at that moment. I felt like the ancestry was just like giving.
I would have ejectocito cussed on them. Like,
This isn't a Fast and the Furious moment.
Excuse me? What did you say, sir? They would have been like, you know.
Yeah, you
crack the
go
whip.
ahead and get up. Got him. I don't have it in me.
You go walk down. That's what you got to say because you got the half Asian and you go walk down.
Maybe I should have like had Cool Whip in that moment and just pie him in the face.
So you said whip just now.
I said Cool Whip.
Damn.
I said Cool Whip.
Weird, bro.
Cool Whip?
So weird. How
Whipped cream.
you hear the
Wheat thins. Wheat thins. Wheat thins.
Stop talking.
I didn't know you had to. I didn't know you had to like hit the potty, man. I'm a little worried. You got to take a little potty break.
Potty break?
Potty break. Cool Whip. Wheat thins. Whipped cream. Why am I doing this? I almost feel bad for all the whips.
I feel like I'm getting nauseous just hearing you talk like that.
Are you sure it wasn't the? You know, I'm glad that I
whip.
actually brought water. So like next time when I like have a mug or something to like sit down and drink for like my coffee, like I might actually do a little tease up kind of thing. I probably shouldn't. So you know.
Pinky on a water bottle. Let's go.
I was trying to swallow.
Pause. Perfect timing.
You were waiting for that all day.
I was. That was great.
was
Matter of fact, we need
I
to
was just
have
trying to drink
have
some
like
water.
a logo that pops up whenever we have a pause moment.
Yeah,
It's
you
like,
come up with that logo.
pause. Do it in kanji. Pause.
Kanji? What kind of demonic kanji?
Just pop up. Pause.
Wait. What kanji are you talking about? Because the only kanji I know is like this like big Japanese monster that usually
Kanji
and like
is-
shoots out
is
lasers.
lettering.
Oh, not like Godzilla that I was referring to.
Like there's two.
Isn't
different
that a
types.
kanji?
Two different types of lettering
But
in
that's
Japanese.
a kanji, right? A kanji is like Godzilla. Kanji.
That's a good question.
Or is it a kaijin?
Kaijin.
Oh,
It's a kaijin.
I'm so sorry to my Japanese
Kaijin.
listeners.
I know it's kaijin because I was called that by a little kid one time.
Someone called you a
He
kaijin.
looked at me. He was just like, kaijin. I was like, hey.
Was he Japanese?
He was a little Asian kid, yeah. I was like, where's your parents at?
Where
The
were you?
little kid looked at me
Where
and
were
just
you?
like
Were you
immediately
just, like,
thought,
naturally
Gojira. I'm like, what the? Really?
At the park or something? You were in the neighborhood?
I mean, I may or may not.
walked into an
I might
elementary
have been
school,
getting.
right?
I might have
You
been
were just like
getting some
knocking over
sushi.
all their little like build-a-logs.
I might have been getting some sushi. It might have been the store owner's child doing his homework. It might have been.
What did you like knock over a plate?
I just walked in. The kid just looked at me. He was just like, "Kaijin."
With this like the all-you-can-eat sushi? I can't.
That's how it's gonna be. That's how it's gonna be.
Did you like let out like a large
Bro, I didn't do anything. I'm just sure he saw me, and
finish your
the moment he saw me, he's looking at me like, you know, like he just sees this big ass dude.
You're like the Northman now.
And then you know that's why they call me Poe, because it's like I'm like gentle, really, kind of.
That's why they call you Poe. It's because you're gentle. Mm-hmm. Right.
Right.
Oh yeah.
I am the Dragon Warrior.
Maybe like the upcoming of Poe, you know, where he's like reckless, naive, and he's like messing up everything. And then magically he discovers there's a cookie jar upstairs and like, and then boom, got to the cookies.
What cookies?
I didn't tell you there's like cookie jars up there.
There are no cookies there. Look away.
I mean, there's like, you look, there's a little shelf up there. You might be able to like,
shit. All of a sudden, I went up there and was in a full split.
You know, the second I turn around, you might be up there just wingspan up, eating on some cookies, man.
Well, you want to close it out? We've touched all the topics.
Yeah. What time are we at? How are we looking on time? Like 30, 25 minutes?
You're about 40 minutes.
40 minutes. So we can cut it down to like 30.
So we could do a closing point. Okay. So whatever we just said right now will be cut out. Ready? We're going to start in 3, 2. Well,
Felix is something else.
I am something else. Thank you so much for checking out Booth Talk, our podcast. Hope to see you here again.
The swerving thing still has me. What?
I am neurodivergent, sir.
No, you are a boomer.
I can't not do
boomer,
this.
Like next time, I'll bring like a rocking chair.
I can't not
like, go ahead
do
and
this.
Do you need a cane
and a banjo?
And a banjo?
Yeah, like the old guys on the front porch in the South. Oh, my darling, my beautiful darling.
You know, it's crazy because I didn't get to touch about this real quick, but you are an artist. Like, you actually can sing. Yeah.
Wow.
We'll say that he can sing. Just super quickly.
There went my confidence.
You are... And this is why you've never heard of him, and this is why you don't know he's an artist. He actually is a pretty decent singer when he's not...
Morbidly afraid.
You know, actually, I don't think I've like seriously heard you like sing with like a full setup or something like that. But if you just want to talk about like some of the stuff that you do, I think that would be pretty cool too.
Next time on Booth Talks.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. That might be a cause clip thing that we could possibly do.
I'm not sure I really want to bring that up right now.
Okay. All right. But outside of his awkward singing, banjo-y, rocking chair vibes, this man does somewhat bring the life of the party with his voice.
I mean, I do.
I'm never saying that again, by the way. I'll never admit that. You might as well
glad
just
it's on
save
recording.
that clip. It's never...
On recording. It is in the multiverse.
You know, if that helps build your confidence for your little, like, I'm so insecure or whatever, then I'm happy to do that. Just like my one manager that told me that I was his favorite, and then he said he'd never admit it again, just to find out, like, 2 weeks later, someone else, he was like, oh, I'm his favorite, actually. I'm like, yeah, who told you that? He was like, him. I was like, oh, so he's just walking around telling everyone he's his favorite. So, like, for you, maybe you tell your kids, you're my favorite kid, don't tell the other kid. So then when they all, like, get to each other, I'm his favorite, no, I'm his favorite, they don't argue about it until they come to you, and they're like, you set us up for failure.
I do have a favorite. Not even gonna lie.
You have a favorite kid?
Yep.
Is it all of them?
No.
You have a favorite kid?
I have a favorite child.
Bro, this is not covered in fatherhood. Holy crap.
This was not covered in fatherhood. Nope.
You have a favorite child?
Yes, I have a favorite child.
Who's your favorite child?
I'm not going to say.
They watch this.
Exactly.
So now you really start the fight between them of who's the favorite.
Precisely.
You are evil. And
Which
now, like, they're one
makes
of
family stronger.
their story arcs is about to begin. It is about to be like
It's going to be
Superman.
interesting figuring out which one of my kids the villain. That's going to be for sure.
It's definitely the girl.
It might be.
That's probably the favorite. Girl dads. No.
Hashtag.
I feel like right now, like next time if I ever like do get into like the retail space and I go to management, I tell all my employees I'm their wait. I tell all my employees that they're my favorite, so then they work harder. You know what? I just realized something. My manager set me up for failure. He told me that I was his favorite, so I continued doing great and continued being a great employee. And then he told that to other people, so they continued to do some amazing things at work.
So what you're saying is,
It worked,
if I tell you,
and
you're
I got
great
played. Kevin, if you're ever watching
every
this,
day, you'll give me $100.
what?
What?
$100.
That's it for Booth Talks, y'all. We love you guys. Hope to see you next time. Close it out, bro.
That was the episode, guys. I don't really know how to close it out, so I guess we'll just leave this like random cut joint memory of whatever this episode was. But yeah, if you guys like the episode, if we should keep on going, because this is our first pilot episode, let us know. Maybe not in the comments if it's too offensive. Yeah, wherever this is going to be posted, let us know if we should keep on going. Should I have Felix around? Should he actually be the co-host? Should I interview some amazing guests, small companies to help them grow with Felix? Or
He do the podcast with his shirt off. Just saying.
with the shirt off is crazy.
It is.
Regardless, let us know what you guys think. We'll see you next time, guys.
Peace.